This is not your station. This is not your signal. This is Skankovision coming to you live from the underground.
You are tuned in to Skankovision, coming to you from Numeriq Productions. So tonight we are going to be checking out a Texas-style rhythm and blues band called Roadhouse Remedy. These guys and gal are fantastic. So let's head on over to the Numeriq Production website, go to the band page, and we are going to scroll down to rhythm and blues. So right now we have got Roadhouse Remedy, but keep an eye out because there will be plenty more being uploaded. So let's head on over to Roadhouse Remedy page. Let's check out who these folks are. Born in the smoky honky-tonks and roadside bars of Boone, North Carolina, Roadhouse Remedy emerged in 1997 as a powerhouse of Texas-style rhythm and blues and southern twists. The band's raw energy, infectious grooves, and deep-felt storytelling quickly earned them a reputation as the go-to act for Roadhouse revelers and blues enthusiasts alike. There's also additional write-up on this band that you want to check out. It's great information, a fun read. We can scroll down. Right now we are streaming on Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud, and several of the other streaming sites. They have merchandise available, cool t-shirts, sweatshirts, got a coffee mug, got some stickers, and even have a thermos mug. So let's check out the members. Hank Ramblin' West. He is one of the lead vocals and lead guitarist. Then we have Jess Six Strings Dalton. He's got the soulful voice of the band, and he's also a lead vocalist and guitarist. Then we have Ruby Red Callahan, Sweetheart Southern Belle. She's a backup vocals and bass guitarist. Then we have Buck Ivory McGraw. He's playing the ivories and the flat ebonies. Then, of course, we've got Bo Thunder Holloway, the beat that keeps it all together. So check their reads, head on over to their page, and dive into the members. You'll find out all sorts of cool stuff about them. But right now, we are going to head on over to SoundCloud, and we are going to hit the Numeriq Productions page, where we've got all sorts of cool stuff going on. Keep an eye on it. You'll be seeing more and more uploaded. But we are going to check out Roadhouse Remedy. And one of my favorite songs on the album is Jerry's at the River. Now, Jerry's at the River is actually about a local bar at Indian River, and that's in Hampton Roads, and this is my stomping grounds. So Jerry's used to be a pizza joint called Milton's Pizza. Way back in the day, there were a few Milton's Pizzas around town, locally owned, but they were the hot spot back in the day. After all the Friday night football games, everybody would head on over to Milton's Pizza. Well, this particular Milton's Pizza closed down and later became Jerry's. And it is one of the local hot spots, fun place to hang out, great people. It is just a fantastic spot to enjoy your Friday night. So let's listen to Roadhouse Remedy's Jerry's at the River.
Sipping cheap red wine. Leonard Skinner's blasting, guitars cutting deep. This ain't a place for quiet. This is where we let it sweep. Hanging at Jerry's down by the river, where the whiskey flows and fun times delivered. A rebel flag sways while the neon shines. Ain't kicking shit show. Bobby plays darts like he's got a trick. Misses every shot but swears he's slick. Jennifer's laughing, tossing drinks in the air, hitting on Cletus while his wife stops and stares. Now the sheriff walks in, gives the place a scan, chuckles then nods, says, "Carry on, man, ain't no trouble here, just stories and fun." And Jerry's at the river when the night's not done. Hanging at Jerry's down by the river where the whiskey flows and fun times delivered. A rebel flag sways while the neon shines. Ain't nothing fancy but it feels just fine. Hanging at Jerry's where the stories grow, where time stands still and the good times flow. Hanging in Indian River where old friends go, where every night's a boot kicking shit show. Tip our hats. Jerry's ain't pretty, but it's where it's at. One last round before we hit the door, knowing next Friday we'll be back for more. Shit show. So we raise a glass and tip our hats. Jerry's ain't pretty, but it's where it's at. One last round before we hit the door, knowing next Friday we'll be back for more. Tip our hats. Jerry's ain't pretty, but it's where it's at. One last round before we hit the door, knowing next Friday we'll be back for more.
All right, that was Jerry's at the River from Roadhouse Remedy. That is a boot-kicking shit show of a song right there. I love it. I love this whole album. It'll keep your foot tapping the whole time. Well, that's our show for tonight. Next time, I hope to see you on Skankovision, brought to you by Numeriq Productions. But until then, I will talk to y'all later.
This is not your station. This is not your signal. This is Skankovision, coming to you live from the underground.